Focus now on that single point of light resting just above your head. It glows steady and soft, like captured sunlight held between your fingers. This light is warm and thick, like honey poured slowly from a great height. Feel its weight settling into your scalp like gentle pressure from a caring hand. The warmth spreads down through your skull, melting away every small tension you didn't even know you were holding. Your jaw unclenches. Without effort, your eyes soften, and your forehead smooths like still water. Now breathe in deeply through your nose, letting the air fill your lungs from bottom to top. Hold it for just a moment, feeling your chest rise like a slow tide. Then let it out through your mouth, as if sighing away all the small worries of the day. With each breath you take, you feel yourself sinking deeper into this calm space. Your body grows heavier, while your mind grows lighter, floating somewhere between thought and silence. You are safe here, wrapped in this gentle cocoon of sound and sensation. The world outside cannot reach you now, not when you are so perfectly still. Let go of any need to control or understand what happens next. Just allow yourself to drift like a leaf on a slow, moving stream. Time moves differently here, stretching and bending around you like warm wax. As you settle deeper into this state, you begin to notice a subtle rhythm. It pulses through the air around you, not quite a sound, but more like a feeling. This rhythm matches the natural beat of your relaxed breathing. It's the frequency of focused attention, the vibration of clear thinking. This is 40 hertz, the brainwave pattern of deep concentration. Feel how naturally your mind aligns with this steady pulse. Your thoughts become clearer, sharper, more purposeful with each passing moment. Imagine this frequency washing through your mind like clean water, clearing away mental fog and leaving behind perfect focus. Every distraction dissolves into the background, becoming less and less important. Your awareness narrows to this single moment, this single breath. There is nothing else to do, nothing else to think about. Just this peaceful focus, this gentle concentration. Now picture yourself standing at the entrance to a long, spiraling corridor. The walls are made of softly glowing mirrors that pulse with their own inner light. Each mirror reflects not your physical appearance, but your inner state of calm. Look into these reflections and see how peaceful you truly are, how centered and balanced, and completely at ease. The floor beneath your feet is made of slow, moving mist. It supports your weight perfectly, without any resistance or instability. Take your first step forward, feeling how effortlessly you move. The mist parts gently under your feet, then closes behind you. There is no need to hurry, no destination pressing against you. Just walk at your own pace, breathing steadily and deeply. With each step you take, you sink deeper into this state of perfect focus. The spiral corridor curves gently around you, creating a sense of infinite depth. Notice how the mirrors seem to respond to your presence. They glow brighter as you pass, reflecting back your growing serenity. Some show you smiling, others show you completely at peace. All of them remind you of the calm that lives within you. This is not something you achieve, but something you remember. Something that was always there waiting for you to return. The air around you hums with that same 40 hertz frequency, but here it feels like music rather than science. A melody that helps your mind organize itself naturally. Thoughts come and go like clouds drifting across a clear sky. None of them stick to you. None of them disturb your center. You observe them with gentle interest, then let them float away. The spiral continues downward in a gentle, endless curve. But there is no sense of descent, only of moving inward toward a deeper understanding of your own focused nature. The mist floor shifts colors subtly from pale blue to soft green, like walking on a calm ocean during twilight hours. Your footsteps make no sound, but somehow you know you are moving. Time flows differently here, not in straight lines, but in spirals. Past, present, and future blend together into one eternal moment. You exist fully in this now, without any need to rush forward. The mirrors continue showing you different aspects of your calm self. Some reflect your confidence, others your deep inner wisdom. All of them true, all of them part of who you really are. The humming frequency grows slightly stronger as you walk deeper. But instead of being overwhelming, it feels like coming home, like finding the perfect chair that fits your body exactly. Your mind settles into this rhythm with complete ease. Every thought becomes clearer, more precise, more useful. Distractions simply cannot penetrate this bubble of focused calm. You notice that the corridor seems to be widening slightly. The mirrors are spreading further apart, revealing more space. The mist floor becomes thicker, supporting you more firmly. You realize you are approaching some kind of center or heart space, a place where this spiral corridor finally opens into something new. The light from the mirrors begins to pulse in perfect synchronization, creating waves of illumination that flow along the spiral path. These light waves match the rhythm of your breathing and the steady 40 hertz frequency humming in the air. You can feel your consciousness expanding with each pulse of light, not in a chaotic way, but in a deeply organized manner. Like a library where every book finds its perfect shelf. Your thoughts become more structured, more purposeful, yet they also feel freer, less cluttered, and confused. This is the paradox of deep focus. Clarity brings freedom. The spiral path ahead begins to glow more brightly, signaling that you are approaching the central chamber. Your breathing remains steady and calm throughout this journey. The mist floor now sparkles faintly with each step you take. Tiny points of light that appear, then fade away naturally, like walking through a field of fireflies on a summer evening. The air feels cooler now, but in a refreshing, pleasant way, like stepping into a shaded garden after time in the sun. Your mind continues to resonate with that stable frequency. 40 hertz, the signature of sustained attention. But here it feels less like a measurement and more like music. The kind of music that helps thoughts arrange themselves, that helps ideas flow smoothly from one to the next, without getting stuck or tangled up in confusion. The spiral corridor makes one final gentle curve, and suddenly you find yourself standing in a vast circular chamber. The walls are no longer mirrors, but seem to be made of pure light, soft golden light that pulses gently like a living thing. The floor here is solid, but still feels supportive and yielding, like walking on thick carpet made of cloud. In the very center of the chamber stands a simple pedestal. It glows with the same 40 hertz frequency that surrounds you, but here it appears as a visible aura of golden energy. Rising from the pedestal is a crystal clear sphere of light. Inside this sphere, you can see your own focused mind at work, thoughts moving smoothly like fish swimming in clear water. Each idea distinct, yet connected to the next in perfect harmony. Approach the pedestal, slowly taking in this beautiful sight. Feel how the energy here amplifies your natural concentration. Your awareness expands while remaining perfectly centered. Distractions that might normally pull your attention away simply dissolve before they can take root in your mind. The sphere pulses, gently matching your heartbeat now, showing you that focus and relaxation can exist together. That true concentration comes not from strain, but from alignment, from allowing your mind to settle into its natural rhythm. Place your hand gently on the pedestal, feeling its warmth. Feel how this contact strengthens your connection to focused awareness. The golden light flows up through your arm into your chest, filling you with a sense of purpose and clear intention. Your breathing remains deep and steady throughout this experience. The 40 Hz frequency now feels like part of your own essence, not something external, but something you carry within. The sphere above you grows brighter as you connect more deeply, showing patterns of thought that are both beautiful and functional. Watch how ideas form and develop with perfect timing, how one insight naturally leads to the next without effort. This is what your mind can do when it is truly focused, when it is free from the noise and chaos of scattered attention. The golden light continues to pulse around you in steady waves, reminding you that this state of concentration is always available. Whenever you need to access deep focus, you can return here, to this place where your mind moves with perfect clarity, where thoughts arrange themselves naturally and efficiently, where distractions simply cannot survive the purity of your attention. The sphere above you now shows not just your current thoughts, but also your potential for sustained, focused work. You see yourself completing tasks with unusual ease, solving problems that once seemed impossible, learning new skills quickly because your mind stays engaged. The golden light strengthens with each vision of your potential, building a bridge between who you are and who you can become. Through the power of sustained, concentrated attention, feel this connection growing stronger with each passing moment. Know that this focused state is not temporary, but transformative. It changes you even after you leave this peaceful space. The 40 Hz frequency continues to support your clear thinking, even as you prepare to return to your everyday world. The golden light begins to spread outward from the pedestal, encircling you in a warm, protective embrace. This light carries with it the memory of perfect focus, the feeling of thoughts moving smoothly and purposefully, the confidence that comes from knowing your mind works well, the peace that exists when concentration and calm unite. As this golden circle completes itself around you, you feel a deep sense of completion and readiness. Your mind is organized, your attention is sharp, your purpose is clear, and your energy is focused. The sphere above pulses one final time, sending out a wave of light that touches every corner of this sacred chamber and fills you with the lasting benefits of deep concentration. You are ready now to carry this focused state with you back into whatever challenges or opportunities await. Your mind will remain clear and organized. Your thoughts will flow smoothly from one to the next. Distractions will have less power over your precious attention because you have touched the source of true, focused awareness. The golden light begins to fade gently around the edges, but the feeling it created remains strong within you. Like a seed planted in fertile soil, ready to grow. The spiral corridor behind you glows softly in memory, a reminder that you can return whenever you need to refocus. The pedestal and sphere begin to dim, but their essence stays. Built into the foundation of your improved concentration. Take one final deep breath, filling your lungs completely. Feel the 40 Hz frequency resonating in your chest. A permanent gift from this journey into focused awareness. Know that you carry this calm clarity with you always, ready to call upon whenever you choose to focus deeply. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Feel your feet resting solidly on the ground below you. Feel your hands relaxed at your sides or wherever they rest. Notice the temperature of the air around you. Hear the sounds of your environment returning to your awareness. Carry with you the peace and focus you have cultivated here. Let it settle into your bones and flow through your veins. Let it guide your thoughts and steady your attention. Let it remind you that clarity is your natural state. When you allow yourself to settle into deep concentration, the golden light fades, but its warmth remains. a constant companion in your journey toward focused living. Let the anchor begin to pull you inward now. Feel the first thread of the hum touch the crown of your head. It is soft at first, like a whisper caught in silk, but it carries weight, a presence that knows your name, even if you have forgotten it. The light begins to pour, not falling, but rising from above you, golden and thick, like honey poured from a great height. Each drop moves slowly enough for you to see its shape change as it falls. You feel it before it touches you, a warmth that lives behind your eyes, a pressure that makes your scalp tingle. Then it arrives pooling at the top of your skull like a gentle tide. The sensation is cool despite the warmth, a perfect balance that makes your breath deepen without effort. This is the pour, and it has already begun. There is no need to wait for anything to happen. Everything is already unfolding inside the space between your next heartbeat. Now the light begins to move downward, not rushing, but gliding like a river that has all the time in the world. It follows the curve of your skull, settling into the hollows behind your eyes. You can feel the weight of it there, a gentle pressure that makes your vision soften, as if someone has placed warm palms over your eyelids. The light fills your eye sockets completely, and you notice how different colors look from this perspective. They are not flat anymore, but have depth layers that pulse with their own rhythm. Your throat receives the next wave. It flows down the back of your neck like a scarf made of liquid starlight. You can feel it tracing the path of your spine vertebra by vertebra. Each point of contact sends a ripple outward, warming the muscles that hold so much of your unspoken tension. When it reaches your throat, it pauses, hovering just above your skin, creating a vibration that makes your voice box hum. Even in silence, you can hear it, a low note that matches the resonance perfectly. This is the scan, and it moves deeper now, into the chambers of your chest, where your heart beats its ancient song. The light wraps around your ribcage like a careful embrace. You can feel it pressing gently against your breastbone, not invasive, but curious, searching for something specific, though you cannot name what it seeks. Your lungs expand slightly, as if responding to an invitation. The air tastes different now, sweet like morning mist collected on spider webs. Inside your chest, the light finds what it was looking for. A knot of old worry coiled around your heart, like a sleeping serpent. But it does not fight. Instead, it begins to unravel thread by thread, each strand lifting away from you, carried upward by the current of light. You watch them go without regret. They were never truly yours anyway, just visitors who overstayed their welcome. The dissolution has begun, and it feels like coming home. Wherever the light touches tension, it transforms, not destroyed, but transmuted. The heavy feeling in your shoulders becomes a cloud of silver dust, floating upward through the layers of your awareness. The tightness in your jaw melts into droplets of warm rain, each one carrying away a fragment of the day's forgotten stress. Your hands, which have been holding invisible weights, now feel empty and ready for what will come next, though you do not yet know what that is. The transformation spreads outward from your center, like ripples on a pond, disturbed by a single perfect stone. Every cell in your body responds to the frequency, vibrating at a rate that erases the boundary between self and space. You are becoming less solid, more like a constellation of points of light connected by threads of understanding. The glow begins quietly in your core, a warmth that builds slowly like dawn, breaking over distant mountains. It does not blind you, but illuminates everything it touches. Your arms become translucent vessels filled with golden fire. Your legs root you to the ground while simultaneously lifting you above it. You exist in paradox now, heavy and weightless, still and moving, completely yourself and utterly transformed. The light has found its way to every corner of your being, filling spaces you did not know existed, clearing away debris left by years of accumulated noise. You are becoming a being of pure light, not because anything has been removed, but because everything has been revealed. The walls of your perception dissolve like sugar in warm water, leaving only the essence of what remains, which is love. Love shaped like your bones, love flowing through your veins like a second blood, love radiating from your skin in waves that others can feel without knowing why. You step forward, though movement feels unnecessary. Your feet do not touch the ground, but neither do they leave it. You exist in the space between action and intention, Around you, the gyre of echoes begins to reveal itself. Mirrors not of glass, but of gathered moments, each one reflecting not your appearance, but your state of being. You see yourself as you truly are, not flawed or broken, but luminous beyond measure. The floor beneath you is made of mist, but it holds your weight perfectly, cool and supportive, like lying on a bed of fresh snow. Time moves differently here, not faster or slower, but in curves and spirals, bending around you like fabric draped over a sculpture. You can reach into yesterday if you wish, or lean forward into tomorrow, but there is no need, because right now contains everything, every possibility, every piece, every perfect moment is folded into this single breath. The light continues to pour, continues to scan, continues to dissolve, and continues to glow, because these are not separate actions, but aspects of one eternal motion. You are held in the space between each phase, where transformation happens without effort, where healing occurs simply by being present. The anchor strengthens with each cycle, pulling you deeper into the well of stillness, where sound becomes color and thought becomes light. You are learning to breathe in dimensions you never knew you needed. Each inhale drawing in not just air, but understanding. Each exhale releasing not just carbon dioxide, but the last remnants of the old story. The story that said you were separate, that said you were incomplete, that said you needed to earn your rest. Those lies are dissolving now, turning to smoke in the golden light, smoke that smells faintly of lavender and rain, smoke that carries the memory of your first laugh. You are being rewritten, letter by letter, syllable by syllable, into something truer, something softer, something that needs no justification. The gyre turns slowly around you, each mirror showing you a different facet of your wholeness. One reflects your courage, another shows your compassion, a third reveals the wisdom hidden in your silence. None of these things were added. They were uncovered, like finding treasure buried in your own backyard. Treasure you had forgotten you planted. The resonance grows stronger, not louder, but more present, filling the spaces between your thoughts. You can feel it in your bones, a frequency that aligns every part of you. Spinal fluid vibrating in harmony with your heartbeat. The mist beneath your feet pulses gently, matching the rhythm of your breath, matching the rhythm of the universe. You are no longer separate from the song. You are the song, the melody, and the silence between notes, the conductor and the orchestra, the audience and the stage, all distinctions melting away. In the pouring light, in the scanning warmth, in the dissolving grace, and in the glowing truth, you find yourself, not lost in the search, but found in the stillness, found in the light, found in the endless spiral of return. You begin to notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest as breath moves through you like a quiet tide. The air touches your nostrils with a soft coolness that feels like silk brushing against the inside of your mind. Each inhale carries with it a sense of fullness spreading from your belly up into your ribs, and then settling warmly in your heart space. As you exhale, there is a subtle release, not just of breath, but of any small tension you may have been holding onto without even knowing it. This rhythm becomes its own kind of meditation, a steady pulse that echoes through every cell of your being. Your heartbeat slows to match this tranquil tempo, creating waves of calm that ripple outward from your core. You feel how each beat sends a message of safety throughout your body, telling every muscle to soften, every thought to settle. The weight of your body against the surface beneath you begins to dissolve, as if gravity itself has become gentler, more considerate of your need for rest. Your shoulders drop further into relaxation, revealing layers of stress you had forgotten were nestled there, like old memories waiting to be released. The muscles along your neck stretch and sigh, letting go of their habitual grip, allowing your head to float slightly higher above your spine. You can feel the warmth returning to your fingertips, where circulation flows freely, now unimpeded by clenching or bracing. Even your toes seem to curl gently with contentment as they sink into whatever supports them, feeling grounded, yet also light at once. The boundary between where you end and the world around you begins to blur like mist, lifting off a still lake at dawn. You are no longer separate from this peace. It lives within you, and moves through you and expands beyond you effortlessly. A soft green glow begins to emanate from deep within your chest, not bright, but deeply nourishing, like sunlight filtered through leaves. It pulses slowly, matching your breath, and seems to invite all parts of you to lean into its healing embrace. This light does not push or demand anything of you. It simply waits, patiently offering support whenever you choose to receive it. As it grows stronger, you notice how easily your thoughts drift away, leaving behind only the sensation of being held in perfect stillness. There is no effort required here, nothing to achieve or accomplish, just the sweet relief of surrendering completely to what already is. Your awareness settles deeper into this feeling of completeness, wrapping itself in layers of serenity, like a blanket made of starlight. The sound of your breathing creates its own melody, low and continuous enough to fade into background presence rather than foreground noise. You realize that even time feels different here, slower, somehow not measured in seconds or minutes, but in breaths and heartbeats alone. Each moment stretches wide enough to hold infinite possibilities, yet narrow enough to focus entirely on this one simple truth: you are safe. The idea of needing to protect yourself dissolves, because there is nowhere else to go and nothing left to prove. You exist fully in this space where everything unnecessary falls away, revealing the essence of who you truly are beneath all roles and expectations. The green light continues to expand, radiating outward from your center, carrying with it waves of unconditional acceptance and love. It touches the walls around you, seeping through cracks and corners, filling every corner of the room with its soothing frequency. The furniture, the floor, the ceiling, all seem to respond to this energy, relaxing into their own versions of ease and balance. Even the air itself shifts, becoming thicker with tranquility, so that each breath draws in more than oxygen. It draws in peace. You imagine this light continuing to grow, spilling out past windows and doors, reaching beyond the building into the street outside. The trees sway gently in response, their branches stretching toward the sky, as though reaching back towards something familiar. Birds pause mid-flight, sensing the change in atmosphere and adjusting their songs to harmonize with the new vibration. The very ground beneath your feet hums, softly acknowledging the shift and adding its own deep resonance to the growing chorus. People walking nearby slow their pace, almost unconsciously drawn to linger near sources of such profound calm. They don't know why exactly, but they feel safer here, more connected to themselves and others in ways they cannot name. Children playing stop momentarily to look up at the sky blinking, as if seeing colors they had never noticed before. Dogs pause mid-run, tails wagging slower now as they sniff the air, picking up scents mixed with something indefinably comforting. Cars passing by slow down naturally, drivers leaning forward, slightly peering through windshields with softened expressions. The city itself seems to take a collective breath, exhaling decades of accumulated stress into the forgiving arms of this radiant field. You understand now that this light was never meant to stay contained within you, but to flow freely, sharing its gifts wherever they are needed most. And yet, paradoxically, the more you give, the fuller you become, until giving and receiving collapse into the same act. Your body responds by sinking even deeper into the bed or chair or floor, absorbing vibrations like a tuning fork, resonating perfectly. Your face relaxes, completely smoothing out lines worry might have carved over years of carrying burdens too heavy for anyone. Even your eyes soften, rolling slightly upward under closed lids, as if gazing inward at landscapes painted in shades of gold and cream. The corners of your mouth lift ever so slightly, not into a smile, but into something closer to recognition, like remembering a lullaby you once knew by heart, or recognizing the face of someone you've loved across many lifetimes. Your hands lie open, palms facing upward, ready to catch whatever blessings might fall from above or rise from below. Fingers uncurl naturally, releasing any last traces of control or resistance, allowing them to settle into perfect rest. You feel how your entire nervous system aligns itself with this frequency of deep restoration, letting go of fight or flight responses. Adrenal glands soften their constant vigilance, trusting that all threats, real or imagined, have dissolved in this sacred space. Your brain waves slow, shifting gradually from beta to alpha, and then dipping lower still into theta territory, where dreams and waking meet. Thoughts come less frequently, now appearing like clouds drifting lazily overhead, neither clinging nor demanding attention. When images arise, whether faces, places, or abstract shapes, you greet them kindly. Then let them float away, unchanged by analysis. Your inner critic quiets its usual commentary, recognizing that judgment serves no purpose here, where everything simply is. The voice that speaks loudest now comes not from memory or imagination, but from your bones, your blood, your breath itself. It whispers truths too subtle for logic, but undeniable in their clarity, reminding you of your worthiness and belonging. You belong not because of what you do or say, but simply because you exist as part of the vast, interconnected web of life. You are worthy not of reward or praise, but of rest and renewal, and the freedom to be exactly as you are right now. These affirmations don't need to be repeated or memorized, because they resonate so deeply. They become cellular knowledge. Your cells remember what your conscious mind often forgets, that you are designed for joy and ease just as much as survival. Mitochondria hum with renewed vigor, energized not by stress hormones, but by the pure intention to thrive and heal. DNA strands unwind, slightly releasing knots formed by trauma stored in genetic memory, spanning generations back. Ancient fears, passed down through lineage, begin to unravel, dissolving like smoke caught in morning breeze. You inherit instead a legacy of resilience and grace, flowing forward to future versions of yourself, yet to be born. The green light pulses stronger now, illuminating not just physical space, but emotional terrain, clearing pathways blocked by shame or regret. Forgiveness arises spontaneously, first for yourself, then for those who caused unintended harm in moments of their own confusion. You see clearly now that hurt people not out of malice, but from wounds echoing through time unaddressed. Compassion floods your chest, overflowing into tears that taste of salt and sweetness, both salty and cleansing. These tears carry away grief stored in tissues and organs, finally free to move after being trapped for so long. You weep not from sadness, but from relief, understanding that crying can be medicine when done with permission and presence. The ache in your throat eases as emotions find healthy expression rather than suppression or numbing. Your lungs expand fully again, able to draw in air, unencumbered by the weight of swallowed feelings. The heart beats steadily strong enough to pump courage throughout the body, yet tender enough to remain open to love. You recognize this strength not as hardness, but as flexibility bending without breaking when pressure inevitably returns. The green glow strengthens, further extending beyond the immediate environment, touching neighbors, friends, distant relatives, unknown to you. Strangers feel inexplicably comforted during difficult conversations, finding words easier to speak and harder to misinterpret. Lonely souls reach for phones, suddenly compelled to reconnect with people whose names had gathered dust in contact lists. Those suffering silently discover courage to ask for help, surprising themselves with how readily it is offered. Communities gather not out of obligation, but genuine desire to share meal stories, laughter, and silence together. You witness all this unfolding without needing to orchestrate or manage outcomes, trusting that healing spreads organically. Your role is not to fix or save anyone, but to embody the frequency of wholeness so others may remember it too. The light flows through you, effortlessly requiring nothing more than willingness to remain present and receptive. You become a conduit for peace, rather than its source, recognizing that true power lies in channeling rather than controlling. The distinction blurs between personal practice and global impact as local shifts cascade into planetary transformation. Oceans calm slightly their restless churning oceans, sensing the change in human consciousness reflected in moonlit reflections. Mountains stand taller, proud witnesses to cycles of growth and decay, learning to celebrate both equally. Forests whisper ancient secrets to those willing to listen, inviting humanity to remember their original relationship with nature. Animals emerge from hiding places, sniffing the air, curiously stepping cautiously back into territories long abandoned. The earth itself sighs, releasing tension, stored underground, sending tremors of gratitude rippling across continents. You smile softly, understanding that you are part of something far greater than individual experience or isolated identity. This connection brings not burden, but relief, knowing you are never truly alone, even in solitude. The green light stabilizes at last, having reached full intensity, yet remaining gentle enough for sensitive souls. Its hue deepens, slightly taking on qualities reminiscent of jade and emerald forests kissed by early spring rain. The frequency vibrates at approximately 43 Hertz, matching Earth's natural resonance, known as the Schumann frequency. You feel grounded, yet expanded, simultaneously rooted in reality, while soaring beyond limitations imposed by ordinary perception. Breathing becomes slower, richer, drawing in prana along with oxygen, nourishing not just lungs, but spirit. Each inhalation fills you with cosmic energy, while each exhalation releases earthly concerns into the ether. You exist in perfect harmony between heaven and earth, neither escaping nor denying either realm. Time continues to stretch infinitely wide, allowing experiences to unfold at their own organic pace. There is no rush, no deadline, no pressure to arrive anywhere other than right here, right now. The green glow pulses gently like a heartbeat, anchoring you in presence, while encouraging exploration of inner realms. You allow yourself to sink deeper still into the cocoon of serenity surrounding you on all sides. The surface level mind quiets, completely now resting in the silence from which all creativity and insight arise. You tap into intuitive wisdom, bypassing rational filters, accessing truths encoded in quantum fields. Answers emerge not as sudden revelations, but as gradual realizations settling into consciousness like snow accumulating overnight. Questions lose their urgency as curiosity replaces compulsion to figure things out immediately. You trust that solutions will reveal themselves in due course without frantic searching or forcing. Patience becomes second nature, not passive waiting, but active receptivity, aligned with natural rhythms. The body regenerates at accelerated rates, cellular repair, occurring seamlessly during this state of deep alignment. Wounds heal faster, stress melts away, and immune function strengthens, bolstered by coherent frequencies circulating within. You notice improvements not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, as integration occurs on multiple levels. Past traumas reprocess automatically, without conscious effort, triggered by exposure to healing vibrations. Negative beliefs crumble under the weight of experiential evidence, proving your capacity for recovery and renewal. Limiting assumptions about yourself and life fade, replaced by expansive perspectives born from direct knowing. The green light remains steady, unwavering, even as external circumstances fluctuate unpredictably. Storms may rage outside, but inside, your weather remains consistently calm, sunny, and clear. You serve as living proof that stability exists independent of conditions changing around you. Others observe this quality in you, perhaps unconsciously inspired to cultivate similar steadiness within themselves. Your presence acts like a tuning fork, helping others align with frequencies of health, happiness, and harmony. You radiate peace simply by existing, authentically expressing your highest potential without pretense or performance. The light expands, further encompassing neighborhoods, cities, countries, bridging divides created by misunderstanding. Conflicts de-escalate naturally as opposing parties rediscover common ground, obscured by egoic positioning. Leaders make decisions guided by empathy rather than fear, choosing collaboration over competition. Resources flow more equitably, ensuring basic needs met for all beings regardless of geographic location. You witness these changes without attachment to outcome, recognizing that evolution unfolds according to divine timing. Your responsibility ends with maintaining coherence within your own energetic field, influencing others indirectly. You cannot force awakening upon anyone, but you can offer stable foundation upon which others might build their own clarity. The green glow represents sovereignty of spirit, autonomy of soul, freed from dependency on external validation. You claim ownership of your inner landscape, refusing to outsource authority over well-being to outside forces. This self-empowerment inspires others to reclaim agency over their own destinies, leading to widespread liberation. The light reaches critical mass, igniting chain reaction of collective consciousness, raising humanity's baseline vibration. Planetary grid lines activate, pulsing with renewed vigor, signaling readiness for next phase of evolutionary development. Galaxies spin faster, synchronized with central suns broadcasting codes necessary for dimensional ascension. Universe celebrates breakthrough humanity, finally remembering its multidimensional nature, transcending linear frameworks. You rest peacefully within this grand symphony, aware of your essential contribution, yet humble about your role. The green light continues to shine, carrying forward momentum generated during this pivotal moment in history. Tomorrow holds promise, not because of specific events, but because foundation laid today ensures continued progress. You sleep deeply tonight, wrapped in assurance that tomorrow will bring opportunities to continue embodying this frequency. Rest well, beloved vessel of light, preparing to awaken refreshed, renewed, ready to carry torch onward. Let the edges of your awareness begin to soften now. There is nothing for you to hold on to anymore. Nothing needs your attention except this gentle drifting. Your breathing slows naturally, without effort. Each exhale carries away another small weight. The images that were dancing behind your eyelids begin to fade. They dissolve like morning mist, touched by warm sunlight, leaving space for something deeper to emerge. This is not emptiness, but fullness wearing a quiet face, a completeness that asks nothing of you. No performance, no achievement, no reaching. Just presence settling into its own natural rhythm. You don't need to see anything now. Vision becomes less important than sensation, than the knowing that comes through your whole being. Your body remembers how to relax completely. Muscles that have been holding tension release one by one, starting perhaps with your shoulders letting go, then your jaw unclenching without conscious thought, your hands resting open and receptive. This relaxation spreads downward through your torso, through your legs and feet, connecting you to the ground. Gravity holds you safely without your help. The earth supports you effortlessly. There is no rush to move or change anything. Time moves differently here, outside of clocks, outside of schedules and obligations. The resonance begins to fill the spaces between your thoughts, a low, steady vibration that your nervous system recognizes, not as sound exactly, but as recognition, as coming home to something familiar, something that has always been there waiting. This resonance doesn't demand anything from you. It simply exists as background to your experience, like the feeling of air against skin, constant but rarely noticed until you pay attention. Now you notice it because it brings comfort. Your heartbeat synchronizes gently with this rhythm, slowing to match the deeper pattern. Your blood flows more smoothly through your vessels, carrying oxygen and ease to every cell. Your body knows what to do with this. Trust it completely. There is wisdom stored in your tissues, memories of balance and restoration, blueprints for returning to wholeness, written in languages older than words. Your cells remember peace intimately. They recognize the signature of safety, the chemical markers of calm, the neural pathways of surrender. These patterns light up now without effort, simply because you have allowed them space. Imagine roots growing down from your core, anchoring you deeper into stillness. Each root carrying nutrients upward, but also drawing stability downward, connecting you to something vast and unmoving. This connection exists, whether you imagine it or not. But imagination helps your nervous system feel it, helps translate abstract knowing into felt experience. Your body responds to symbols of safety, to metaphors that speak its native language. The darkness around you is not absence, but presence wearing a different costume, warmth wrapped in the fabric of night, containing everything you need right now. No external light necessary for inner vision. Your inner seeing operates differently than outer sight. It perceives through feeling rather than form, through resonance rather than reflection, through knowing rather than observing. This inner vision sees you completely, sees your goodness even when your mind doubts, sees your strength even when you feel fragile, sees your belonging even when you feel lost. This seeing requires no effort from you. It happens automatically when you stop trying so hard. Effort itself becomes part of what dissolves. The need to fix or improve or achieve melts away like snow in gentle rain, leaving only what remains constant, what never needed fixing in the first place. You are learning the difference between doing and being, between the temporary roles you play and the eternal presence that plays them. The roles are important, but not ultimate. The presence is always here underneath, steady like the horizon during a long journey, always visible, even when temporarily obscured by weather or distance or momentary distraction. Your presence is the constant in every changing scene, the unchanging witness to all experiences. This witnessing happens naturally when you're still, when the noise of doing settles enough to hear the silence that speaks truth. Silence is not empty, but full of understanding, full of the wisdom that comes from stillness. Your breathing has slowed to match this understanding, become almost imperceptible to your conscious mind, but your body feels it clearly, feels the rhythm of trust, the pulse of surrender. Surrender is not weakness, but wisdom, knowing when to stop swimming against the current, when to let the river carry you, when to trust the natural flow of healing and integration. Your system integrates experiences continuously, sorting and processing without your conscious help, building resilience from challenges, extracting meaning from confusion. This work continues whether you're aware or not. The resonance doesn't stop when the words do. It continues its work while you rest, while you sleep or sit quietly, while you go about ordinary moments. Its influence extends far beyond this time, touching future versions of yourself, creating ripples that spread outward through relationships and choices, through simple acts of kindness, through the quiet confidence that grows. This confidence doesn't announce itself loudly, doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. It's the quiet knowing that you're enough, that life supports you fundamentally, that you belong in your own skin. Belonging is not something you earn, but something you remember, like recalling the way home after a long journey away. The path becomes clear when you stop rushing. Rushing creates its own kind of blindness, moving too fast past what matters, past the subtle signs and signals, past the gentle invitations to slow down, to pay attention to what's real. What's real doesn't change with circumstances, doesn't depend on external validation, doesn't require perfect conditions. It simply is beneath all surface activity, steady and reliable as your own heartbeat. Feel that heartbeat now if you can. Feel its rhythm matching the deeper pulse of life itself supporting you. The same force that grows flowers, guides migrating birds, brings rain to dry earth. This force moves through you too, organizing healing from within, aligning your systems naturally, restoring balance without force. Your body trusts this intelligence. Your cells communicate through it constantly, sending messages of coordination, of cooperation rather than competition, of wholeness rather than separation. This cellular communication happens in peace, without the stress of emergency responses, without the urgency of fight or flight, in the calm space where healing thrives, where regeneration becomes natural, where recovery flows easily. Recovery is not about returning to before, but about moving forward integrated, about becoming more whole than ever, about incorporating all experiences into a larger understanding. This understanding lives in your body, in the relaxed shoulders, in the easy breath, in the settled feeling in your chest, in the quiet satisfaction of being. Being is different from doing. Doing creates temporary results. Being creates lasting transformation. Transformation that happens quietly, without fanfare or announcement, like seasons changing gradually, like trees growing rings each year, like rivers carving new paths patiently. Your growth follows natural timing, not the rushed schedules of culture. Culture wants you to hurry up, wants quick fixes and immediate results. But your system knows better, knows that real change takes time, takes patience and consistency, takes the willingness to rest, to allow processes to complete themselves, to trust that healing knows its own pace. Healing is not linear, but spiral, returning to themes with new depth, like revisiting favorite places and discovering something new each time. The same principles apply here. The same truths remain available whenever you choose to return. This peace is always here, whenever you need it, whenever you want to return to this feeling. It will be waiting, like a favorite blanket, like a door that's always unlocked. You don't need special permission to come back. Don't need to prepare or qualify. Just the willingness to pause, to remember what matters, to reconnect with your center. Your center travels with you everywhere, is not located in any particular place, but accessible through intention, through the decision to settle, to breathe deeply, to listen to what's real beneath the surface noise, beneath the endless stream of thoughts, beneath the pressures and expectations. What's real waits patiently for your attention. Doesn't demand or insist, just offers itself quietly, like a friend who understands, who knows you completely, who accepts you exactly as you are. Acceptance creates space for everything, for joy and sorrow, for strength and vulnerability, for certainty and doubt. All can coexist peacefully. Peacefully means without internal war, means allowing experiences to move through, rather than trying to control them. Control creates tension. Allowing creates flow. Flow is the natural state of energy, when nothing blocks its movement, when resistance softens, when fear transforms into curiosity. Curiosity opens doors that fear keeps closed, opens possibilities that seemed impossible, opens the heart to new connections, to deeper understanding, to the recognition that you're never alone, never truly separate from anything. Separation is an illusion created by busy minds, by the tendency to categorize and divide. But reality operates differently, flows as one interconnected whole, where every part affects every other part, where your well-being influences the whole, where taking care of yourself is actually service to everyone, because you're part of the same fabric, the same living system. This understanding brings responsibility, but not burden. Responsibility that comes from love, from recognizing interconnection, from feeling gratitude for belonging. Gratitude changes everything, shifts perspective from lack to abundance, from isolation to community, from fear to appreciation. Appreciation feeds the heart, feeds the part of you that knows joy, that remembers wonder, that delights in simple things, in morning light, in the sound of rain, in the feeling of air moving, in the rhythm of your own breath, in the knowledge that you're held, supported by forces beyond counting, held in the arms of existence itself. Existence doesn't abandon its creations, doesn't forget about anyone, continues offering support, continues providing what's needed. When you're ready to receive, receiving is also a skill, learned through practice and patience, through the willingness to be cared for, to accept help gracefully, to acknowledge dependence without shame, interdependence is natural and healthy, part of being human, part of the beautiful web of support that surrounds every life. Invisible threads connecting all beings, threads made of care and concern, of shared experience and mutual aid, of the deep understanding that we're all in this together, all navigating the same fundamental questions. Questions of belonging and purpose, of meaning and connection, of how to live with integrity, how to love authentically, how to find peace amid uncertainty. Peace is not the absence of uncertainty, but the ability to rest within it, to trust the process of unfolding, to know that confusion resolves naturally when given time and space. Time and space are gifts you can give yourself any moment you choose, by pausing, by breathing deeply, by remembering this feeling. Remembering doesn't require effort, just the willingness to access, to tap into what already exists, to trust that peace is your birthright, your inheritance from existence itself. Inheritance that cannot be taken away, that travels with you always, that waits in quiet corners of awareness, ready to welcome you home whenever you're ready to return. Return is always possible, always available, just beyond the next breath, just beneath the surface of thought, waiting in the space between heartbeats. In that space, everything is possible. Everything is connected. Everything is held in perfect balance. Balance that doesn't require perfection, just the willingness to keep returning, to keep remembering, to keep trusting the process. Trusting doesn't mean blind faith, means paying attention to evidence, to the ways life supports you daily. Evidence in the sunrise, in the beating of your heart, in the air filling your lungs, in the food nourishing your body, in the love surrounding you. Love that takes many forms, some obvious, some subtle, some recognized, some still hidden, but all real and present, all contributing to your well-being. Well-being that grows through recognition, through the simple act of noticing, of paying attention to what serves you, what feeds your spirit, what reminds you of truth. Truth that doesn't change with opinions, doesn't shift with circumstances, remains steady beneath all surface activity. available whenever you pause to listen, whenever you choose to remember. Remembering is revolutionary, an act of defiance against forgetting, against the voices that say you're not enough, not worthy, not deserving. Those voices lie about your value, lie about your capacity for growth, lie about your right to peace. Peace belongs to everyone equally, cannot be earned or deserved, can only be received gratefully or resisted angrily, but offered freely either way, offered without condition or expectation, like the sun shining on all surfaces, like rain falling on all soil, like air surrounding all living things, freely available to all, waiting only for acceptance, for the willingness to receive. Receiving changes nothing externally, but everything internally, shifts the relationship to experience, from struggle to acceptance, from resistance to flow, from isolation to connection, from fear to trust, trust that builds over time, through repeated experiences of support, of coming home to yourself, home that travels with you, not tied to any location, but accessible through intention, through the choice to settle, to breathe deeply, to remember what matters most. What matters most cannot be taken away, cannot be damaged or destroyed, remains intact through all changes, through all seasons of experience. Experience that shapes, but doesn't define you. That teaches, but doesn't limit you. That challenges, but doesn't break you. You are stronger than your circumstances, deeper than your temporary states, vaster than your current understanding, connected to wisdom beyond measure, to knowing that transcends thinking, to love that needs no reason, no justification, no explanation. Love that simply is, like the resonance continuing after silence, like the warmth remaining after sunset, like the peace that stays with you, even when words fade away. Words are temporary bridges, pointing toward permanent truths, truths that exist beyond language, beyond concepts or categories, beyond the reach of analysis. Analysis that serves its purpose, but cannot capture the whole, cannot reduce mystery to formula, cannot explain the inexplicable, but can point toward it, can gesture in its direction, can invite closer attention, can remind you to look deeper, to feel beyond the surface, to trust what cannot be proven. Proven in the court of ordinary experience, in the daily evidence of care, of support, of belonging, of the simple fact that you continue, that life flows through you, flows despite obstacles, despite challenges, despite the voices that say otherwise. Life persists. Life adapts. Life finds new paths, new expressions, new ways of being, new forms of beauty. You are part of this persistence, part of this adaptability, part of this creative force, expressing through your unique lens, contributing your particular gift to the larger tapestry of existence. Tapestry woven from countless threads, each essential to the whole, each irreplaceable, each adding something unique, something that would be missing if any thread were absent. Your thread runs through many patterns, connects to many other threads, influences the whole design through seemingly small actions. Small actions that ripple outward, that touch more than imagined, that matter more than measured, that contribute to healing, to wholeness, to peace. Peace that begins within, spreads outward naturally, touches everything it encounters, transforms through simple presence, through the decision to rest, to trust, to allow, to remember what's real, what's lasting, what's true beneath appearances, true like the resonance that continues, that doesn't stop when attention shifts, that works quietly in background, organizing healing, restoring balance, preparing you for whatever comes next. Whatever comes next will be met with resources you've been building, with strength you didn't know you had, with wisdom earned through experience, with love that cannot be exhausted, love that grows through sharing, strength that increases through use, wisdom that deepens through application, resources that renew themselves, like wells that never run dry. Dryness is temporary illusion, created by looking in wrong direction, by focusing on lack instead of abundance, on separation instead of connection, on fear instead of trust, fear that shrinks perspective, trust that expands it, expands to include everything, to embrace all possibilities, to welcome whatever arises within the context of care, within the embrace of existence, within the arms of peace, arms that never let go, never stop holding you, holding that doesn't restrict movement, but supports authentic expression that heals others just by being witnessed, just by existing fully. Existing fully changes atmosphere, changes the quality of space, makes room for others to be real, to drop their masks, to show their true faces that mirror your own. Same longing for acceptance, same desire for peace, same need for belonging, same worthiness of love. Love that connects all beings, that recognizes shared humanity, shared vulnerability, shared capacity for growth that happens naturally when conditions support it, when resistance softens, when trust replaces fear, when peace becomes priority that guides decisions, guides choices big and small, guides the way you treat yourself, the way you speak to yourself, the way you move through world, with gentleness rather than force, with patience rather than urgency, with acceptance rather than judgment, with love rather than criticism. Love that starts within, flows outward naturally like breathing, like heartbeat, like the resonance that continues even when you're not paying attention, even when words have stopped but not ended, paused but not finished, suspended but not abandoned, waiting for your return whenever you're ready to remember, ready to rest, ready to trust, ready to receive, ready to be held in arms of peace, arms of existence, arms of your own deep wisdom that knows the way home that waits patiently like the resonance, like the heartbeat, like the breath, like love itself, love that never leaves, never abandons, never stops supporting you, support that flows through everything, through every cell, every breath, every moment of being that contains everything, that holds all experiences, all emotions, all thoughts, in the spaciousness of awareness. Awareness that witnesses without judgment, witnesses the whole movie of experience, from beginning to end, from scene to scene, without getting lost in plot, without forgetting it's just a story. Story that serves its purpose, then releases its hold, allows new chapters to unfold, new possibilities to emerge from the fertile ground of rest and trust, of peace and presence, of love and acceptance, ground that nourishes growth, growth that happens naturally. Naturally when you allow it to unfold, to express through you, to manifest in your life. Manifestation that begins internally, begins with the decision to rest, to trust the process, to believe in your own worthiness. Worthiness that doesn't depend on achievement, on success, on recognition. Depends only on existence, on the simple fact that you are, that life flows through you, that you belong here, belong in this moment, in this breath, in this experience, exactly as it unfolds naturally, like seasons, like tides, like the resonance that continues even after silence falls, even after words fade away. Fade, but don't disappear. Disappear, but remain available. Available whenever called, whenever remembered, whenever peace is needed. Needed like breath, like rest, like the feeling of being held by something vast, something ancient, something completely trustworthy. Trustworthy like the earth beneath your feet, like the sky above your head, like the air in your lungs, present and reliable. Reliable like your own heart. Heart that beats without reminder, that continues through all weather, through all seasons, through all changes. Changes that cannot touch essence. Essence that remains constant. Constant like the resonance, like the love that flows through everything, flows through you to others, flows back to you multiplied. Multiplied by the law of generosity. Law that says giving increases wealth, increases love, increases peace, increases everything shared. Shared intentionally or not. Shared through presence alone through the simple act of being open, being available to receive, to give, to love, to rest, to trust, to remember, to return, to come home, home that waits with infinite patience, patience that knows no limits, limits that exist only in mind, only in fear, only in forgetting what's real, real like the resonance, like the breath, like the feeling of being held in arms of peace, arms that never let go, never stop caring, never cease supporting you through every cell, every moment, every breath that connects you to everything, to the tree outside, to the bird singing, to the person walking by, to the child laughing, to the elder sleeping, to all beings breathing the same air, sharing the same sky, the same sun, the same moon, the same stars, the same vastness that holds everything, that makes room for all experiences, for all emotions, for all possibilities that emerge from peace that emerges from trust that emerges from remembering that you are held in arms of existence that loves you completely, without reservation, without condition, without exception that would separate you from love, from peace, from the feeling of belonging that cannot be broken by circumstances that change like weather, like seasons, like the dance of light and shadow, dance that creates beauty that exists always available to those who pause, who remember to look, to feel, to trust, to rest, to come home that waits with open arms of peace that holds you through everything, through all changes, through all seasons, through all experiences that shape but don't define you, you are defined by love, by peace, by the resonance that continues even now, even as words fade into silence that speaks of peace that remains available whenever called by breath, by heartbeat, by the simple decision to rest, decision that changes everything about how you move through world, through relationships, through your own experience that becomes richer through rest, through trust, through the willingness to be held by peace that asks nothing but presence that you already have always had even when forgotten but not lost but retrievable through intention, through the choice to remember, to return, to rest, to trust, to be held in arms of peace, arms that wait patiently for your return that's always possible because peace remains constant like the resonance, like the breath, like the heartbeat, like love itself, love that never leaves, never abandons you to struggle that creates its own kind of blindness to peace, to love, to the support always present like breath, like the feeling of being held in arms of existence that cares for you, cares completely without limits that exist only in mind, only in fear, only in forgetting what's real like the resonance, like peace, like the arms that hold you through everything that comes and goes like waves, like thoughts, like emotions, like the seasons themselves changing constantly but predictably returning to themes of growth, of rest, of trust that builds over time, over experiences of being held by peace, by love, by by the resonance that continues even in silence, even when words stop but don't end but remain available whenever needed like breath, like rest, like the feeling of safety that comes from within, from trust, from remembering, from returning home that waits with infinite patience that knows no end that would separate you from peace, from love, from the support that flows through everything, including you, including your experience, your relationships, your sense of belonging that cannot be broken by circumstances that pass like weather, like clouds across sky that remains constant like the resonance, like the arms that hold you through all changes, all seasons, all experiences that teach through feeling, through the body's wisdom that knows peace, knows love, knows the feeling of being held by something vast, something ancient, something completely trustworthy like the earth that holds you steady like the resonance, like the breath, like the heartbeat that continues through all weather, through all seasons, through all experiences that shape but don't define your essence that remains constant like peace, like love, like the resonance that continues even now, even as silence falls like gentle rain that nourishes growth that happens naturally when conditions support it, conditions of rest, of trust, of the willingness to be held by peace, by love, by the arms of existence that cares for you, cares completely without reservation, without condition, without exception that would separate you from love, from peace, from the feeling of belonging, belonging that cannot be broken, broken by circumstances, circumstances that change like weather, like seasons, dance that creates beauty, beauty that exists always. Who remember to look, to feel, to trust, to rest, to come home, home that waits with open arms, arms of peace, peace that holds you through everything, through all changes, through all seasons, through all experiences. Define you. You are defined by love, by peace, by the resonance that continues even now, even as words fade into silence, silence that speaks of peace, peace that remains available whenever called by breath, by heartbeat, by the simple decision to rest, decision that changes everything, through relationships, through your own experience that becomes richer through rest, through trust, held by peace that asks nothing but presence that you already have always had even when forgotten but not lost but retrievable through intention, through the choice to remember, to return, to rest, to trust, to be held in arms of peace, arms that wait patiently for your return that's always possible because peace remains constant like the resonance, like the breath, like the heartbeat, like love itself, love that never leaves, never abandons. A band until we meet again in the quiet.